Hey, how's it going, guys? Welcome back to Vin Society. For today's subject, we're going to talk about it's going to be forgiveness. Um, I feel like this is a really good subject to talk about because recently I've been talking about it in my stress and management class, and I feel like all the knowledge that I've gained from that class and just like the knowledge I have in general about forgiveness has been really impactful and very mind opening, in my opinion. Um, so let's talk about the importance of forgiveness. So, what I learned is it's better to forgive than to hold anger to someone. Um, but I do agree that there is a certain line of like where there is no forgiveness in a way because my professor had a really good question is like where do you draw the line in forgiveness, like um, can something really be unforgivable and stuff like that. And I like answered. I was like, yeah, there's certain things that can be unforgivable because there's some things that people do out there that are just like I don't understand why people do that, like homicide, um, people that did 9/11, Hitler's Holocaust, and all that type of stuff. It's like very sensitive subjects, and you could like see that it's unforgivable and stuff like that. And it's just like a horrible thing. But one thing that the class has taught me and showed me with forgiveness is that if you hold that anger and you hold that grudge, did you really get over it, and like are you really moving forward with your life? Because like if you hold all that anger despite and if you want to fucking I don't know, like you're always mad every day, devastated all the time, always thinking about the situation and stuff like that. You're going to be like stuck in the past, you know. You're not going to be able to move on. You're not going to be able to be yourself, and you're never going to be happy. So there is a difference between forgiving and I forgot what the word was, but forgiving it starts with you. It's just you. It's not you asking for an apology, forgiving the person, and then them also coming to you. It's it's your personal strength. Like someone could do you wrong, and you could choose to forgive them, but you don't ever have to talk to them again, and you don't need to ask them for an apology or anything. It's just self lifting for yourself, you know, because once you forgive that person and you start forgetting about it, you get to move on with your life. You get to do the things that you want to do. You get to be you for a change, and you don't have to hold all the anger inside you. You get to feel happiness for a change, you know. And I just found it very interesting, you know, listening to the stories, articles that my teacher gave us, and the videos that we saw. For example, there was this like one video where this guy had a son, very like middle high class family. He was like not a Harvard student. He was a pretty smart student, and he was just working a job, delivering pizzas to make some money on top of that. And he unfortunately went to drop off the pizza at like a place where there was unfortunately a gang, and he dropped off the pizza, was going back to his car and stuff. But in the gang initiation, it was the new kid that had to shoot him and kill him. And then, like, unfortunately, he died. Um, the court went to it went to court for the case, and the father of the kid that died was devastated, and he was sad, and he was just completely mad. But in his religion, he had like a month to let him go because if he kept on holding on to it, like his spirit would stay here and stuff like that, which I found really interesting. But he chose to forgive the son because like they both were victims of gang violence, and it was amazing what they did with it because the father of the son that died and the father or grandfather of the son of the person that shot him, they both came together because they both lost a loved one. One of them passed away, unfortunately, and the other one got sentenced to prison for the rest of his life. And they started a support group telling their stories to other schools and stuff like that. And it was really interesting how like they chose to move forward and work together despite what happened. Like his grandson, murdered my son, and they're working together. Like, that's amazing how they're doing that, and they're making it for a better future, so future generations know to not be victims of gang violence, and then people, and like the future knows to forgive. And that's why I found very interesting, and it was just mind-blowing to me. So I just need to tell you guys, like, whatever you're holding a grudge for, don't let it consume you completely, that there's no process in your life and you're just there, always recycling, always doing the same thing, and it just seems like a never-ending process. You're not going up the steps, you're not going up the hill, you're not making any progress. So you just need to learn from that. And then from another article that I read, it was like about the Vietnamese War and then prisoners of war and stuff like that. And a monk passed by another monk that was getting like tortured and stuff like that, and he held his resentment for what happened in the Vietnam War. And then the other monk walked past him and he was like, "Are you gonna be mad forever?" And he was like, "How can you not be mad?" and stuff like that. And he was like, "Do you see how it's consuming you right now? And you see how like you haven't gotten over it?" And he's just been doing the same thing. And then while the other monk is living in peace and harmony, and he's being completely happy with his life. So that's just something that like we should all take in and we should all learn from, you know. And this is, wow, it got really real. And I thought I had a lot more to say on this subject, but I think you get the point of it. And you know, it, like, once again, I'm gonna bring it back to forgiveness starts with you. So come on, choose to forgive that grudge, move on with your life, be happy, you know, be humble, be appreciative of what you have. But that's all I gotta talk about for today. I got some ideas for future videos every Saturday, so keep an eye out, turn your notifications on. Please like and subscribe, comment down what you thought about this video. If you feel like I was missing anything, I'd like to touch up on it. Anything else you guys want me to talk about, please let me know. Follow me on my social media for more updates. I always post when I'm putting in the video or like when I'm editing. At Vinny Sang on Instagram, at VincentSang3, on Twitter, and then Snapchat is VinnyChin117. So yeah, have a good one, guys.